Living the dream.
This is living the dream.
Baby Bell, boiled egg in a laundromat.
Okay, so in this video we left Diamond Lake.
There's Diamond Lake. We retraced ourselves up round half of Crater Lake, and then we came down, heading down through here, around this side to Klamath Falls. Then we will come up here, trying to camp on the main road. We took a little side road up here.
There's somewhere in there. This map's
somewhere in
too
there.
small.
And we carried on through there.
And down to Wairika.
And down to Wairika, he says, trying to work out where Wairika is. Down there.
And then we went back up slightly the next day.
Back up slightly, avoiding the main road, but
Yep.
you can't see it. And we took the 96. What a
Cracking
fantastic little piece of road
Absolute
this was.
cracking road that was.
All the way through there. And then across to there.
And down to
And into Eureka. And the following day, again, we avoided the main
We
road.
avoided that big red one.
And we kind of did over this side here somewhere. We came over this side, but then ended up cutting back across and into here. And then again, the scale on this map doesn't help, but the Avenue of the Giants runs down through there somewhere.
Yep.
Twirling in.
Oh,
That was
crikey.
quite good. I landed straight on the bed. That was nice. So we set off from Diamond Lake and went back round.
Did a third of the way around Crater Lake.
Yep, just for the fun of it, fully loaded. It was fun again. And
It's actually more slippery than the first day.
yeah, it was.
There was more runoff.
And we headed for Klamath, weren't we?
Klamath Falls.
Klamath Falls. And the sea, because we've been in the sort of mountains and lakes for the last couple of days, the scenery then suddenly changed to flat farmland, didn't it? It was very, very different.
Yes, it was very different. It was also because we took a slightly different route as well. Us being us, we decided to avoid the main road.
Well, it wasn't a different route, just the routes. Yeah,
It's the route that we chose.
Yeah.
So it's across fields.
We don't do the main roads if we can avoid them.
And and a kind of grid pattern of roads which the farmers use, and the colours were beautiful.
Oh, the autumn colours were amazing. Bright yellows, oranges. It was absolutely gorgeous, wasn't it?
Yeah, we stopped one place to have a nibble on something to eat.
Yeah.
And took a few pickies.
But no, the autumn colours were just astounding down that road all day, really. And we were planning to camp. We found a campsite on Overlander, I believe it was, near in Keno.
Yeah, after Klamath Falls.
Yeah, after Klamath Falls. We went past Klamath Falls. And then in Keno, funny little place. But anyway, we found the campsite, closed. And this is a problem we've been having, closed for the season. So, but back onto Overlander, found another one called Topsy Campsite, I think it was. So, set off for that. Got down there. It was a funny old rough road, wasn't it? It was a bit hard work getting down there. Thought, okay, we're down here now by the river. This is quite nice.
It was nice.
Got in, pulled in, and the host came over to us and said, "This is closing in 10 minutes." What?
Yeah, he was just about to pull his wagon out and close it all up.
There was construction happening further down the river, and they didn't want anybody in the campsite, apparently.
Yeah.
While the construction was going on, I thought, oh, great. I said, well, what are we going to do? It's like, it's getting dark. We need to camp for the night. Where can you suggest? And he was very particular.
So he was very particular.
Very exact instructions.
Back to the road, turn left, over the bridge, take the first paved road on the right.
Yep.
And then 14 miles.
I think it was 14 miles, he said, yeah.
I think it
14
was
miles.
14 miles and you'll be there.
Surveyor campground on your left. So we thought, okay. So I went over the bridge, turned right, and set off. And it was getting darker and darker. And there were tall trees. And it just felt like we suddenly...
It was feeling really remote.
Really remote. We'd gone into the middle of nowhere thinking, what if this campsite isn't here? We're going 14 miles into this thickness.
It's getting dark. What's going to happen?
It was really quite scary. It was quite scary. And we kept looking, thinking, oh, we could wild camp there if we needed to. We could wild camp there. We did have water. We could have survived the night and, had enough stuff with us. But we do prefer campsites if we can find them. And we kept going. We get to 11 miles, 12 miles, absolutely in the middle of nowhere. We thought, oh my goodness.
True to form, 14 miles.
On
There,
the dot.
on the left-hand side was this sign that said Surveyor's Campsite. So
Tiny
we
little
went.
sign. We went in. It was almost dark. The trees were so close together. So we drove round, and we thought he was the camp host, but he wasn't. There was a trailer. Nobody else was there. Drove round. There was one car with
In the top corner.
chap on his own.
Yeah, there was no
camping.
water.
There was no water because that had dried up. There was a pit toilet, nice and clean, and that had paper and everything, so that was fine.
But that was it.
But that was it. We had enough water. We thought, okay, well, and it was a bit. I won't say scary, but it was. We were caught.
Well, we were in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle
As
of
far as we
nowhere.
were concerned, we were in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't hear any other traffic.
No.
You couldn't see any other lights.
There was two other people.
We were in the middle of a pine forest, so it was really dark.
And they weren't near us, the other two people, were
Nope.
they? And actually, that was the first night we really did feel a little bit nervous about bears.
Mm.
The first night we thought, what if there are bears around here? We did feel a little bit scared of the bears. So actually, we did put our bear bag in the toilet, didn't we? Put it in the pit toilet.
Yeah.
And left it there for the night. However, the lovely story of this night. So we were setting up the tents.
Yep, the guy we thought was the campground host, he came past in his pickup truck and said, "You want any wood?"
Well, he disappeared first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he just.
He came out in his pickup truck.
We heard the noise of this chainsaw buzzing away.
Was that him? What's he doing? You can't just cut trees down.
Yeah, visions of the chainsaw massacre and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, are we going to be safe? And so anyway, he came back and he said, "Do you need any wood?" Because he could obviously see we're on the motorbikes. We couldn't carry any wood. Yeah, we'd love to have some wood. Yes, please.
No, I'm
okay.
going to split it for you.
I'll be back in a bit. Then I'll split it up for you. About half an hour later, he came back with a lot of wood.
Lots of kindling.
And it was all split.
Bags to light it.
Yep, and the bags to light it,
Yeah,
and instruction on how to light it, which actually was really
He actually
good.
built it for us in the end.
He did build it for us, yeah.
Bless him.
And so we offered him $10, and he was really quite taken aback and said, No, he said, I didn't do this for you for money at all. And I said, no, we know you didn't, but you've done us a favour, so please buy whatever you want with it, put it towards whatever you need.
It'll cover your fuel for the chainsaw at least that you cut the wood down with.
So in the end,
he said, "Oh, just do unto others as you want them to do to you." And I said, "Well, there you go. Then can you please have the $10?"
Yeah, I said, there you go. But he gave us enough wood for all of that evening and the following morning for breakfast.
And I think he was a bit down on his luck. He looked like he had a story to tell.
Yeah.
And I know he'd spent the previous year, he ended up there for a couple of months because he'd broken down, and he said he became the unofficial host and cleaned the toilet and everything and looked after it. I think he'd been cleaning it then.
I think he had, been looking after it.
And I thought, well, no, you've been really kind, and you probably need the $10 more than we do. And it was just nice to be able to not take him for granted.
But other than that, the campground was free.
Yeah, the campground
which was a
free.
bonus.
Yeah.
Well, it cost us $10. That's another way of looking at it.
So good about up there. Campgrounds are free, and it was fantastic.
The following morning, we packed up and off we went.
Yep. And we had enough wood to have a lovely fire the next morning, so it was cold that night as well.
It was cold.
It was. First night we'd felt really cold, and I thought, okay, I need to actually cinch my bag up now around my neck when I'm sleeping. But
yeah, I did offer.
Yeah, very good. You just kept tightening it. But we had a lovely fire the next morning while we had breakfast, and it was really nice.
Buffing my helmet.
Buffing your helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to dab it dry?
Look how dirty my helmet is.
Because you don't shower.
enjoyed the fire, had a nice breakfast, and then we set off south, really, just carrying on heading south, staying away from the main roads.
Yeah.
Nice mountainous road, which is nice.
No particular destination in mind other than just heading south.
The mountains, the landscape did change though. So we'd gone from the farmland of the previous day and all the woods and the forests, and it kind of became desert up on the mountains, didn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Deserty.
Deserty. New word, deserty. It was getting deserty. So it wasn't brown, but it wasn't green either. Desert is in between. And then we had to decide where to stay for the night.
Yeah, and given
stop for fuel or something. And
given how cold we were the night before, and the fact that there really wasn't much on iOverlander for us to use, we found a cheap motel. It was a cheap motel, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, in Wairika.
In Wairika.
And that's actually where we entered California.
Yeah.
The border was just before Wairika. And that was quite exciting. Oh, we're in California now. We sort of felt you leapt further south, although we hadn't really gone that far.
And while we were there, we decided to get on and do some cleaning. You wanted some washing done.
Did the admin, did the laundry, your suggestion.
Your smalls need washing. Wasn't my suggestion.
It was your suggestion. You'll see on the video. You will see on the video it was Carl's suggestion.
Living the dream.
This is living the dream.
Baby bell, boiled egg in a laundromat.
Gotta do the laundry.
It's got to be done.
What you got for pudding?
An apple.
An apple. Living the dream. Can't see us because it's dark now.
Yeah, it's dark. A bit
It's-
chillier now.
What time is it? 7:30?
Well, I suppose about that.
7:30. It's dark. Laundry's done now. So happy days. Carl's got clean pants again. Pleased about that, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but I could have stretched them out for a lot longer.
You know, you even suggested the laundry today.
Yeah, well, only because I know what you like.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's just something cheap. No, it's fine.
Did you come here with glasses on?
They're in my hand.
Oh, right. Okay. We've got a bit of a previous for losing glasses.
Mine's back.
So the next day we decided to head west and head further towards the coast, didn't we?
Yep.
I'm not sure whether we were avoiding the rain or what we were doing, but we decided to head further west and decided to head towards a place called Eureka. We just stayed in Wairika. We decided to head towards Eureka.
On the coast, yeah.
On the coast. And that was a beautiful road.
The road was beautiful.
In fact, we hit jackpot that day.
Yeah, up and down, round and round, of beautiful valleys.
Yeah.
Real mixture of. We went from the deserty browns and things of Wairika, and we went into the greens, lush greens of the valleys. They had obviously suffered forest fires through that area as well. There was a lot of fire damage. But yeah, it was a long day of lovely twisty roads.
We had this, I'll probably pronounce this all wrong, but we had the Siskiyou Mountains on our right, and on our left we had Klamath Forest and Marble Mountain on our left, and the Klamath River flowed down through this valley, and we just followed it, crisscrossing over the river, and it's on our right, then it was on our left, and it was just beautiful. I was tired that day though. I was a bit of fatigue that day, didn't I?
You needed a snooze.
I needed a little nap, so we stopped for me to have a nap.
Yeah, we found this lovely deserted lay-by for a nap.
Yep. And then got into Wairika. We got into Eureka and booked another cheap motel.
Yeah, it was a travel lodge this time, wasn't it?
They had very good origami toilet paper.
Yeah,
I
so
believe they'd spent ages, well, probably quite quick at it, but the toilet paper was put into a little origami fan.
much so you actually tore the piece off and left it on the side. You couldn't bring yourself to use
I
it.
couldn't bring myself to use it, and I left a little note and said thank you for the origami when we left.
And I was told I wasn't allowed to use it.
No, it was beautiful.
But then putting a fan up my bottom.
Stop. Our meandering route of the last couple of days was all aiming for the Avenue of the Giants, wasn't it? So what is the Avenue of the Giants? It's a scenic highway that runs through the Humboldt Redwoods State Park.
It does.
It's full of big redwood trees, and they're massive. I've never seen trees that big. Quite incredible. And it's all protected now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is all protected. It wasn't to begin with. But yeah, it is now. But the new route, the 101, also weaves through the forest. But
yeah, the freeway's just a bit further out.
Tends to be a little bit more elevated. Whereas the avenue is the old road that actually really does cut through the middle of the trees.
And it's a beautiful road as well. Corners and it's just beautiful riding through the huge trees. It was really lovely. It was a really lovely ride.
And at one place, they can fleece you for your money, so you do literally ride through the trees.
Yeah, we did the touristy thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't condone cutting big holes in redwood trees, but this one's been there for years and years and years and years, and the tree is still alive.
Yeah, they're not allowed to do it anymore.
No, they're not. And I think this is the last live tree that actually, chandelier tree, is still alive.
Yeah.
It's a tiny hole though. Majority of today's cars wouldn't fit through it.
I was going to say, because it was cut for cars in the 20s and 30s.
Well, yeah, 60s
40s,
or 60s
whatever.
or whatever, yeah.
Much smaller cars.
So, but yes, we got our bikes in there just. So that was quite fun. So we did the touristy bit there. tonight because we're really happy, aren't we?
Mm.
We're absolutely shattered.
Absolutely shattered. I just want to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep.
To sleep.
Sleep.
But we've had a good day today. Not in contrast, but the last 2 or 3 days have been a struggle, haven't they?
Yeah, the last couple of days have been. We were expecting rain yesterday, so we ended up booking 2 nights in this campsite, supposedly called a cabin. It's a garden shed.
But they didn't call it a cabin; they called it a hut. And to be fair, it was a hut.
Well, it was a garden shed, but the thing is, the mattress was far too big for the bed.
And covered in a plastic sheet.
We
had to use our own bedding, which we knew before.
Yes, we knew that.
But
there was no potable water, so there was no drinking water.
There's no drinking water. They said, well, you can do your teeth in it. Well, then it's either drinking water or it's not.
Every other picture on the site had table and chairs.
Yes.
And a fire pit.
So if we'd camped, we would have had table and chairs. Not that we'd have had any wood for a fire, but
wood for a fire.
But we'd have had we'd have had a fire pit and
we would have had a table and chairs, as in a picnic table and chairs, the sort of thing you'd find in.
Yeah. Just a wooden sort of picnic table and chairs.
So I went and asked for.
So we had nothing. We had one chair between us.
Yeah, I went and asked for a picnic table. I said, "Oh, can I take one from the other RV sites?" He said, "No, you can't. No, don't do that. We'll provide." And then slammed the window in my face.
He was a bit grumpy, wasn't he?
Oh, wasn't he just? He was not a suitable person for front of house. Anyway, we came back from the ride, and there was a table, but it was a tiny table.
It wasn't too bad. It was a foldable table, and it was big enough and the right height to stand and cook at.
It was lucky we took our own chairs.
Yeah, it's just where we had our own camping chairs because there's one chair. But you think I've paid for a hut rather than a pitch. And yet I've got far less facilities for more money than I would have if I had a pitch.
Yeah,
we booked the hut because we had rain yesterday and we knew we were going to have rain yesterday, so we thought we'd stay 2 nights. And we just holed up in the hut, really, didn't we?
Yeah.
Outside when it was dry, and just stayed in the hut. We had a fan heater, so we were nice and warm. So it was good in that respect.
It was. But both of us were feeling quite depressed.
Yesterday and a couple of days before that as well.
I'd almost go so far as to say I'm starting to questioning why and what we're doing.
No, I haven't felt that. You have, I think.
Well, I think the other thing that's really getting me down is the cost of camping.
Yeah.
Good grief, they're charging $60 for you to just pitch your own tent. In a field somewhere.
You only have to pay an extra $10 and you can have a room like we've got tonight.
Yeah.
All right, it's not the best. It was absolutely clean. There is nothing wrong with the room at all. It might not be in the best location, but having said that, there was one thing. We're not struggling with it, but it's just
one thing we've noted.
Everywhere, so much vagrancy. So much vagrancy.
As soon as you go through a town, there's people living on the streets.
And I don't know, I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling with how many people are homeless.
Yeah.
And noticeably homeless. And I said to you tonight...
Tents pitched in the car park.
Pitched in a car park.
Middle of a town.
We walked 2 doors down tonight to the supermarket just to get a bit of food to eat for supper.
Supermarket? That was a bit glamorous.
It
was a garage shop.
They called it a market, but it really wasn't a market.
It was a shop attached to a garage.
Anyway, I don't know what we bought, but it was hot. We heated it in the microwave in here, and I don't know what it was.
It was called a burrito.
But
it didn't taste like a burrito.
I think it was dog food wrapped in something. Anyway, it was hot and it was warm. It didn't taste disgusting, so it was fine. But it was literally 2 or 3 doors down, wasn't it? It was less than 2 minutes walk. And in that short space of time, 1, 2, 3, 4, was it 5 homeless people we saw? 5
or 6.
Something, and it's just awful. And I suppose I'm struggling with that a bit.
We haven't even started talking about what we wanted to talk about.
No. What do you want to talk about?
Today's ride.
Oh yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was alright.
But the other thing, we're struggling with the price of things also. And sort of California, so the first couple of days were fine. And then, as I say, I think it's the accommodation thing we've been struggling with. And
Just the value for money.
Yeah.
Everything just seems so expensive. With bad value with it.
Yes. It's not that you pay £100 for something and get £100 worth. You pay £100 and get £50 worth, don't you? It's, yeah. I think it's going to cost us a bit of money as we head over towards Yosemite and stuff.
Everything seems to cost money at the moment.
I know, and that's the other. It's just depressing because we haven't got the money to spend, and we're spending it. Well, we have got the money to spend, but once it's spent, we haven't got it for later in the trip. So we want to get round the world. We want to get home again. We get stuck in Chile forever or something. So it's, yeah, if we overthink it, it can be a bit of a worry.